You're listening to the Show We Go Baseball podcast.
You had mentioned a few minutes ago too about, when you're at the ballpark and evaluating and, kind of looking at these players. Bryan Mata came to mind for me. And reason why is obviously before he got hurt last year, his stuff's incredible. He was inconsistent at times on the mound. I mean, there was the one game where I think he hit four out of 5 batters he faced. He hit them in the same inning. Like I never seen that before. And then after that, he went on to the IL. Now he's a 40-man. He's on the 40-man. He's going to go into spring training and obviously a candidate to make the roster. It's either make the roster or kind of bust because there's no options. What's your thoughts on him, though? Like, how is he looking this winter? And then what should we expect out of Mata going into spring training?
Yeah, like you said, he's competing for a spot in that major league roster because he's out of options. So, we sent him to the fall league for more innings. Everything that we'd want in terms of the work, in terms of the mindset, in terms of coming into camp prepared, we're expecting him there. He is there. Now I think it's just at a point where he needs to perform. You can only prepare and be ready to perform so much, and then you actually have to do it on the mound. So that is the point where he's at in his career, where we're going to have to see some success during spring training. He's going to have to stay healthy. He's going to have to be able to repeat his deliveries and have to be able to throw strikes, do all those things so he can be a reliable arm in the bullpen. I don't think we are built to have a roster of someone who's not going to be able to be utilized to their maximum capacity on a daily basis. I don't think any organization or major league roster is. There's 26 men on the roster and they all need to be utilized. It's really, really hard to hide anyone. You look at Rule 5 picks, very rarely are they kept for full season if they are not performing or succeeding, because you need 26 men to have success in the big league. So again, I think he's done everything we want physically, mentally. It's been a hard road, no doubt. Injuries are difficult. He's had ups and downs. He's had progress and he's had regression in terms of the physical side. But I think we're finally at a point now where hopefully the stuff that he has, like you said, he's got electric stuff when he's healthy, when he's on. We're hopeful in those shorter stints where he can recover will allow him to have success on our major league roster.
So I have a two-parter for you. You just brought up the Rule 5, and I saw the Red Sox were towards the top of the list of having guys selected minor league side and then obviously major league side. So I got two-parter here. So first part is, how difficult was it to see two guys in Ryan Fernandez and Shane Drohan being selected and temporarily gone? Obviously, we don't know if they're gone yet, but temporarily gone. And then two, from the minor league side of things, did you know that was a possibility you would lose as many guys as you did? And I guess did you have a plan in place on if you did lose an X amount of number of guys?
Yeah, I mean, a good question. The Rule 5 is such an interesting topic, and there's so many different things that go into it. On the major league side, obviously, there's a 40-man roster piece, and there's a lot of different people and a lot of information that is utilized to make the best decision for the current roster and for the future as well. Obviously, we cannot protect everyone, but I think trying to make the best informed decision with the information we have is ultimately what we try to do. Definitely difficult to lose players that we feel like have grown with us within the Red Sox organization. We've seen them grow, develop, and quite frankly, still feel like we'll have success in the future. So yeah, it's hard, but obviously wish them the best, wish them success. And, if there's a chance when they get back to us, like an AJ Politi did in recent years, we're going to do our best to continue to allow them to develop and grow within this organization and get them a chance to do that with the Boston Red Sox. And if not, two great kids, two guys I've gotten to know really well and have had some ups and downs in their own personal development, but excited to see them get an opportunity to have the success with the White Sox and the Cardinals respectively. On the minor league side, it's difficult. There's a lot of different factors that come into play here, and you can only protect so many different players. So some of it is there's some risk and reward here. You protect some guys that you feel very comfortable protecting, and there's some other guys just because of the number you are able to protect that you just are unable to, and you have to draw the line somewhere based on, again, our internal evaluations, our projections, roster ability, whether or not these guys are actually going to have a chance to play and compete for us for at bats or innings. At the lower levels, especially when you have a draft, when you have international free agent classes that are continuing to progress, when you have drafted classes that are progressing, when you have guys in A-ball for multiple years, it's really hard to continue to try to find playing time for those types of players, even though there might still be talent. So it's tough. At the end of the day, you want them to get an opportunity. I really believe that. You obviously want people. We want our players to have the most success, but for another organization to feel like some of our younger players have developed enough or have shown enough on the field for them to get an opportunity elsewhere, I think that's a really good thing. I would say probably a few more than we would have preferred, and probably a few that we were really hoping were not selected. But again, that's kind of the risk within the minor league phase, and the reward of it is that there's not a high acquisition cost. It's an opportunity to get different players that are interesting, that you can maybe plug into an A-ball roster that might be exciting or might be able to provide some type of talent that maybe your organization does not have. So in terms of backfilling, some of it is just current. The roster limit has decreased, so we don't have to release maybe as many players. That is one piece, and then it's maybe getting a few more minor league free agents, maybe focusing on maybe a couple more guys in the Double-A or high A area, and taking a chance on some guys with side that maybe we would have had the opportunity to sign otherwise.